Peace and green tea. So this is Creolina. Sometimes it will be called Creoline, and sometimes it's Creolina. But this is a really, really powerful spiritual cleaner. I think most of us know about this Creolina, but some of us may not know. But this is some old school. People was using this back in the days too. This is some old. You can find it back in the days. Your grandma's grandma may have known about this Creolina, but even before knowing about it being a spiritual something, for some reason something told me to buy it, and I was like, "Dang, this is powerful," and it is powerful. This is strong enough that if you get a bucket of water and you put only one cap full of it, that'll be enough to do the job. It clears out negativity. It clears out negative. Even some people may just say, "Hey, I want to go take a walk." When you start mopping, some people may not like the scent of this to the point that people may just start wanting to go do something outside of your house. And a lot of people do know that this removes like evil spirits or bad vibe spirits and things of that sort. You might buy something from the thrift store, even if you buy some thrift clothes. You might want to put a cap of this in the washer just to make sure that ain't nothing on it stuck to those clothes or stuck to those items you buy. And yes, it won't smell pleasant, but you can guarantee that ain't gonna be nothing on a bad vibe after you wash them clothes or you wash them thrift items or your floors and your walls. But here's another thing that I do that I don't see a lot of people do. I actually use it outside of the house. You want to use it in them shadowy corners. You want to use it in them spaces where it's kind of like, it's kind of always dim. Though this is where you pour a little bit of that mop water. I've done this in places and spaces where it's like a lot of, the neighbors might be hanging around and bitches out there gossiping with their stuff. I pour this in a straight line across the freaking gate as well. Or spaces where it's just a lot of commotion. Pour some of this over there in that area. This is what I be saying. Like, if you in the hood, you shouldn't be. You should know you in a war zone, so you should be coming with that spiritual warfare out the gate. I don't even care what nobody say. In front of your door, you know what I mean? Take a whole bucket of mop water and pour it down them daggone project stairways. All that shit. Go do it with the spray bottle. Like I said, put it in the spray bottle, spray it around, spray it in I'll spray it in the elevator if I was still in certain places and places. Maybe I'll do it. Look. I'm just trying to tell you, somebody need to hear that. But yeah, put it in a spray bottle and spray it around in some of those places and spaces that may be a little dim. You want to clear negativity out. You want to clear bad vibes out. You want to clear any spaces that are shadowy or if it just has a feeling. And another thing too, if this happens to spill, like let's say you in some other room and then you just smelling it and you like, oh shoot, I gotta go find where I left the bottle at. If it spills out, that means it was needed. That may be your ancestors tipping that bottle over, because that's another thing. This stuff is active. You know what I mean? This is one of those type of things that I've seen to be active. It'll spill out and pour over the floor or something like that in that space, and that just means that you need to mop that space out. So you mop the space out and you do what it do. Sometimes also what you can do is you can get a bucket of water or dab it on a napkin and then keep it in somewhere that it ain't gonna do no damage, but just hide it under that space. Sometimes that's what's needed, just to clear out the room. If a room is kind of funky and you're not doing it for the sake of trying to clear out the funk, but you also trying to like put some protection, or if somebody kind of having some funny, you know what I mean? Sometimes you know how it be with people. You put a little bit on a napkin or something, you just leave it there in that space and start seeing things clear out as well. That's another thing you can do with it.